go. We back. You did. Oh, let me see. Should I put the chat up? I don't even know if I should. Hold up. Let me do it real quick. I'm gonna just put it over here though. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now if y'all chat, I might be able to see it this time. Yeah, go ahead, holla at your boy. Finna get into some Battlefield and some crazy videos, whatever I can find online real quick. Woo, that shit hot. God damn. Sheesh. All right. I'm gonna look for some videos too real quick. I got one that we gonna watch though, so I ain't really gotta look for one to start for like with or whatever. Sheesh, I can't talk today. Alright, let's get to the game.
Defend your objectives and hold this sector. We have fallback positions if needed, but we must wear down the U.S. forces.
Man, that truck helped me out. Wasn't even done getting my shit together yet. Motherfuckers already trying to kill me. Sheesh, hold on. Get my shit together. My shit is all fucked up. Alright, here we go. My dog is out there shooting people. There go an enemy go right there. Got him. That was nice. Sheesh. Damn. They didn't even make it. What are they shooting at? God damn.
Cover me, I'm reloading!
Charlie 1 under attack by hostiles.
Where the fuck did he go? I see him. Somebody else got him now, but whatever.
Ready to make a support drop at your request.
Needed transport.
Enemy forces attacking Charlie 1.
fucked up.
Dad, watch out! No! 44 soldiers spotted! Marking a threat!
Damn. There's a hole underneath that motherfucker. My dog.
Ready with package. Call in for support. Enemy trying to take Charlie 1.
Holy shit. Wrong move. At least I drew their fire. Wasn't really my intention. Now, holy shit. I was trapped. Nowhere to go. Alright. That was a justified death. At least I walked in and got 4 kills. I'm in a bad spot though. I ain't gonna get picked up. Ooh, I'm gonna go up there and jump off the roof. Hey! Whoa. Jump off this roof too.
They are hitting Charlie 1 hard.
Fucking flying in. He landed before I did. Motherfucker, he had like a wingsuit on, so.
Victory will be ours if we can hold
Wingsuit versus parachute. Wingsuit wins. Oh shit. Alright, I gotta get the recoilless rocket real quick. Motherfucker.
Charlie 1 is under attack.
Fuck is that thing at? Way up there, I think. Oh shit. Here we go. Fuck it. Yeah, I got his ass though. Yeah. Got him. Come on, man. Somebody else gotta hit him once at least. Where the fuck is this guy at?
Hostile enemies on my mark. 110 meters. Requesting ranger drop at these coordinates.
What the? Of course, there was a guy over there. I should have went the other way, around the truck. Dang. I'm dead.
You've
We won,
prevented
though.
them from taking the site. Mission accomplished.
I came into that game halfway, though. Alright, let's see what this video about real quick. This is True Stream Media. Shout out True Stream Media, and go check them out and like and subscribe and all that shit to their channel, cause they got the good shit. I'll be watching that shit every week. Man, my shirt all messed up because of this fucking mic. Ah, whatever. Alright, anyway, let's get it.
Hey everyone.
I swear, it's cold.
So, I threw my back out. Just FYI, I'm in a little bit of pain right now. Hopefully it's going to get better. But here's a question for you. How many episodes of Black Mirror have come true by now?
Oh wait, hold on. A lot of them. Let me start it real quick. Let me run it back real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. Alright, my bad. Little bit of station identification. Nah, I'm just playing. Just had to take a quick break. Start it over real quick.
I threw my back out. Just FYI, I'm in a little bit of pain right now. Hopefully it's going to get better. But here's a question for you. How many episodes of Black Mirror have come true by now? I mean, does this even really qualify as a sci-fi show anymore, or is it just more like a reality TV thing? I mean, what's the major difference there?
Foreshadowing.
I think we've lost count on how many episodes have come true. It's like this show is just telling people, here's how it is. It's like a soap opera version of here's how it is. We weren't going to watch the new season because I had heard a lot of people saying
season, though,
that
Black Mirror.
they put it on hold during the pandemic because it was going to upset a lot of people. It would be too upsetting to release it during that time, so they were going to wait until after it was over or whatever. And I don't know if that's just a marketing gimmick or just the sad truth.
Sounds
it's probably
like
a little bit of both. But we did go ahead and watch the first episode of the latest season, which I believe is 6. And so here's a spoiler alert. I'm going to spoil the plot of that episode just to make a point. It's called Joan is Awful, and the plot is basically that a quantum computer is spying on users of a streaming platform, which in the show they call Streamberry, but just looks like Netflix with a different letter.
Right.
But one of its viewers is being spied on through all the smart devices in her life, mostly her phone. And the quantum computer at this company is compiling all of this data so that AI can generate a show based on her life. In this case, it's a woman named Joan, and she's being played in the show by an AI-generated version of Salma Hayek. And both Joan and Salma signed terms and conditions which allowed this to be done to them without blatantly informing them that it was going to be done.
Terms and conditions.
So as an A-list actress, Hayek had licensed her image to the platform to be used in shows, right? To be used like AI-generated shows without telling her specifically what and when and how. And whatever the terms and conditions are that Joan signed when she signed up as a customer to the streaming platform enabled the company legally to use their likeness, their life details, and generate.
Bro, I ain't know that motherfucker was sitting in the corner like that. That's some bullshit. Somebody save me.
And she's being played in the gimmick or just the sad truth. It's probably a little bit of both. But we did go ahead and watch the first episode of the latest season, which I believe is 6. And so here's a spoiler alert. I'm going to spoil the plot of that episode just to make a point. It's called Joan is Awful, and the plot is basically that a quantum computer is...
Before we even get started, I gotta post that I'm even live streaming, so give me a second, y'all. That's my bad. I'm over here moving too fast, you know what I'm saying? I gotta slow down. Now I'm talking about... Alright, give me a couple minutes, like 2-3 minutes and shit. My bad. This shit crazy. Hold on, bro. Let me push this shit one more time. See, it's like, is it gonna refresh the same one? Alright, yeah.
It's a woman.
Alright, let me start that shit over though real quick. Sheesh. I wanted y'all to see what I was looking at on Instagram over here. But it ain't showing, so hold on. Damn. Alright, whatever. I'm over here getting sidetracked and shit. Y'all already get the gist though. It's about Black Mirror. If y'all haven't seen Black Mirror, the new season, and y'all don't want to hear spoilers, then don't watch this shit. If you don't care, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I'm almost done. Gotta post this shit one more time, maybe. Alright. Let's start over. Shit. Hold on, let me get killed. Nah. Let's just start it over. Fuck it.
Hey everyone. So I threw my back out. Just FYI, I'm in a little bit of pain right now. Hopefully it's gonna get better. But here's a question for you. How many episodes of Black Mirror have come true by now? I mean, does this even really qualify as a sci-fi show anymore, or is it just more like a reality TV thing? I mean, what's the major difference there? I think we've lost count on how many episodes have come true.
That's crazy, bro.
It's like this show is just telling people, here's how it is. It's like a soap opera version of here's how it is. We weren't going to watch the new season because I had heard a lot of people saying that they put it on hold during the pandemic because it was going to upset a lot of people.
It was spooky.
It would be too upsetting to release it during that time, so they were going to wait until after it was over or whatever. And I don't know if that's just a marketing gimmick or just the sad truth. It's probably a little bit of both.
Where we at?
But we did go ahead and watch the
that?
first episode of the latest season, which I believe is 6. And so here's a spoiler alert. I'm going to spoil the plot of that episode just to make a point. It's called Joan is Awful, and the plot is basically that a quantum computer is spying on users of a streaming platform, which in the show they call Streamberry, but just looks like Netflix with a different letter.
Right.
But one of its viewers is being spied on through all the smart devices in her life, mostly her phone. And the quantum computer at this company is compiling all of this data so that AI can generate a show based on her life. In this case, it's a woman named Joan, and she's being played in the show by an AI-generated version of Salma Hayek.
That's just funny.
And both Joan and Salma signed terms and conditions which allowed this to be done to them without blatantly informing them that it was going to be done.
Terms and conditions.
So as an A-list actress, Hayek had licensed her image to the platform to be used in shows, right? To be used like AI-generated shows without telling her specifically what and when and how. And whatever the terms and conditions are that Joan signed when she signed up as a customer to the streaming platform enabled the company legally to use their likeness, their life details, and generate this show. And they portrayed her as being awful. And there's a whole thing in there where they talk about how in the future they're going to be able to do this with everybody's lives. They're going to be able to make a show based on their lives and that people watch it because they can't look away. So it was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And this went so far
pretty good, though.
that Netflix actually had a website for people to make their own Is Awful TV show poster thing as like a way to put on social media and promote the new season of Black Mirror. And apparently They didn't read the terms and conditions of doing that, even on this little website, because the posters that people put their faces on started showing up all over the UK.
Damn.
And it was showing up
Blew
on
that shit
digital
up quick.
billboards across the country. So apparently those people didn't read the terms and conditions of even that little phony website. And they did it I guess just to show that people don't read these things. They don't know that they're signing away their likeness. They're signing away a part of themselves to be used in whatever way the corporation decides to use it. And
That's
whatever that
crazy.
is all buried down in the terms and conditions that everyone clicks accept and nobody reads. But the
Nobody
big
has
point
time.
that's being made in that show, in my view, is not so much about revealing a future where streaming platforms can use your data to create an almost real-time dramatized facsimile of your life. Although I do think they will have the ability to do that with this technology. I mean, enough people now already have been talking about how, when you talk near your phone, it starts selling you things based on
everything.
conversations you've had. I mean, that technology's now been around for a while, and a lot of people have just accepted it and gotten used to the fact that that's how things are done. But in the future, that's going to become more sophisticated, and it could be used in this way. I don't see why it couldn't be. But that's not even, to me, the big overarching point. To me, the big point of this episode was the fact that because no one reads, the 8,000 pages of dense legalese, terms and conditions, when you sign up to one of these services with these corporations, the customers have no actual idea what they're signing away when they check the box and accept those terms and conditions.
Oh, I can't get back in? Oh, okay.
Who knows what's buried in there? Hardly anyone. Nobody's reading that stuff. But once you sign that or accept that or click accept or whatever it is you do, whatever's in there you've now accepted. And it could be way more than what you think it is. I mean, that's kind of the point. This episode of Black Mirror, they explained it like they were explaining it to a child.
Right.
That's how blatant this was. They were like, well, you know how when your phone, when you talk near your phone and then later the ads start coming up on your phone to tell you stuff. Well, that's how they're doing it. I mean, they straight explain it all so that even a small child could understand what's going on. And that's where I'm coming in on today's video, because this thing I want to show you happened a few weeks ago, and it made it all the way to the mainstream news, but it wasn't really talked about
What was it?
widely. But I think it's a sign of the times we're living in. And for many of us, and many of you that follow this channel, it's something we've been warning could happen for a really long time, but now it actually is. I kind of just want to make this video for the posterity of saying, here's the mile marker we're at on this road now, because this is the point. This is the point that we're at.
I can whisper. I learned how after realizing that people take nap time very seriously.
So this software engineer, Brandon Jackson, wrote a piece that was up on Medium about how he was unfairly locked out of his Amazon devices, which were the primary interface that he had with his smart home, after a misunderstanding about an alleged racist comment was reported to the headquarters by an Amazon driver making a delivery to Jackson's house. So I want to read this to you. It's a pretty short read.
Got your ass.
He says, the sequence of events that led to the digital exile began innocuously enough. A package was delivered to his house on Wednesday, May 24th, and everything seemed fine. The following day, however, he found out that his Echo Show device had signed him out, and he was unable
That's
to interact
crazy.
with his smart home devices. So he calls customer service, and the representative tells him that he should have received an email, which he did find in his inbox, from an executive at
He
Amazon.
broke the rules or something.
So he called them thinking that this might be a scam. Like, he didn't know what the hell was going on. When I connected with the executive, they asked if I knew why my account had been locked. When I answered I was unsure, their tone turned somewhat accusatory. I was told that the driver who delivered
You know
my
what you
package
did.
reported receiving racist remarks from my Ring doorbell. And he says it was a Eufy, but I'll let that slide. So he has a smart doorbell on his home that records everything when people come to the door. He says, here's where things got even more baffling. First, I have multiple cameras recording
Wow,
everything that
that's
happens
crazy.
on my
Can't hear
property.
nothing.
So he has surveillanced himself. He's got everything smart home enabled, and he's got cameras everywhere, Ring doorbell, well, Eufy doorbell, whatever, the whole nine, okay? If the driver's claims were accurate, I could easily verify them with video footage. Second, most delivery drivers in my area share the same race as me and my family. It seemed highly unlikely that we would make such remarks. Finally, when I asked what time the alleged incident occurred, I realized it was practically impossible for anyone in my house to have made those comments, as nobody was even home around that time at approximately 6:05 p.m.
Damn.
I reviewed the footage and confirmed that no such comments had been made. Instead, the Eufy doorbell issued an automated response, "Excuse me, can I help you?" The driver who was walking away wearing headphones must have misinterpreted the message. Nevertheless, by the following day, my Amazon account was locked and all of my Echo devices were logged out. Then he says, "Let me be clear, I fully support Amazon taking measures to ensure the safety of their drivers. However, I question why my entire smart home system had to be rendered unusable during their internal investigation."
That's crazy.
And he talks about how he has his system on some local thing, so he actually could access it through other means, but a lot of people cannot access it through other means. If this were to happen to them, that would be their one way of accessing their smart house, and they would not have access to it. It seems more sensible to impose a temporary delivery restriction or purchasing ban on my account.
What the fuck?
So he's actually calling for that, but anyway, we'll get to my perspective on this after I finish reading this to you. Submitting video evidence from multiple angles right after my initial call with the executive appeared to have little impact on their decision to disable my account. So after this alleged incident took place and the delivery driver made a complaint about him for making racist remarks, he was just auto-logged out of his account. He was automatically logged out of his accounts. He could not access his smart devices that he paid for through Amazon, and thus he couldn't access his smart house. And even when he finally figured out what was going on and tried to turn in evidence to show that this event never took place, which he had video of and footage and everything, it still didn't change. Like, they didn't restore access as soon as he turned in that evidence. An investigation was triggered that had to be carried out before they would let him have access to his devices again. He says, "Despite promptly submitting video evidence immediately upon learning of the issue, my account remained locked. Despite numerous calls and emails, it wasn't until Friday afternoon that I received confirmation the investigation had started. I was told to expect a response within 2 business days, meaning not until Tuesday of the following week at the earliest. In the end, my account was unlocked on Wednesday, with no follow-up email to inform me of the resolution. This incident stands as a stark reminder of the need for better customer service and a more nuanced approach to incident management." So let's break this down, okay? In this article, Jackson's upset that his account was locked and his smart home system was essentially rendered unusable, pending an internal investigation by Amazon. And Amazon can say this is about delivery driver safety, but if laws were actually broken in regard to that, we already have laws. We already have laws in this country for things like that, right? The police would have gotten involved. But this is not a situation where a crime, as we know of law and order and crime in this country, that's not a crime. Saying something rude to your delivery driver is not a crime. Like, it's not cool, don't be a jerk, but I mean, that's not a crime though. So this is some extrajudicial corporate policy situation that's a totally different set of rules that are being applied. They're not laws, right? But it's being applied to people and their devices that they connect to their house with to control temperature and lighting and other things in their home. So now we're living in a world where essentially people can be accused of saying something derogatory about a delivery driver through a smart doorbell. And whatever that is, which the article just says racist remarks, but whatever that is, it's enough to trigger a person being locked out of the devices they paid for, possibly locked out of control of major systems in their home, without having any access to defending themselves before an internal investigation process, a corporate internal investigation process is triggered that they also don't really have any access to or due process with. So in other words, you have all those people who for years now have been saying, well, it's a private company. They don't have to abide by freedom of speech as outlined in the First Amendment. They don't have to care about the Bill of Rights. They can do whatever they want because they're a private company. And I don't understand why now we're going to just let that attitude roll into all the Bill of Rights, I guess. We're not going to have fair trials anymore. We're not going to have innocent until proven guilty. No due process. Is that what we're talking about? It's just going to keep going. This relationship with corporations that's outside of the bounds of our inherent natural rights is just going to keep getting worse and worse. Is that where we're at? Because that's what this feels like when I read this story.
What it sounds like.
It's as if they've created a digital matrix version of reality where basic inherent natural rights enumerated in humanity-changing documents like the Bill of Rights simply don't apply. It's like a corporate in-run around people's rights. And I'm wondering if there's ever going to be a time. I mean, we rail about this stuff and we get called all kinds of names and treated like crap for even talking about it. But is there ever going to be a time where people are going to wake up and realize how important this is? How fundamental? You know, this guy was immediately treated as guilty until proven innocent for making a mean comment. And almost nothing about this was a transparent process at all. There's no evidence, right? What proof did this driver have to submit and back up his claim?
Going down.
Obviously, it couldn't have been much, considering the guy had video evidence of his own home that proved the incident never even happened. But it doesn't matter. He was locked out.
Crazy.
He was locked out of his own things that he purchased in his own house while a corporation performed an internal investigation. What parts of the terms of service did Jackson and millions of other people like him agree to that allows them to that corporation to do this to him?
I have never seen this before. You have. You just haven't seen it printed out before.
Who knows? Nobody knows. I don't think anybody really knows because nobody reads those terms and conditions. But obviously somewhere in the terms and conditions of buying these Alexa devices and putting them in their house, there's
They can turn
obviously
them off
something
whenever
in
they
there
want.
about this.
Give me 1, 2, 3 shots aloud for technology.
It's not a law. This is not laws. We're not talking about laws. This is some kind of corporate rules that they are somehow bound to because they signed the terms and conditions they didn't read. And people make gallows humor jokes all the time about what's going to happen when we're essentially in another Black Mirror episode called Nosedive, which we reference a lot on this channel. I think Aaron just referenced it in his last video. But that episode is stuck in my mind ever since I first watched it, with a peek inside what a Chinese-style social credit system reality might look like if it was applied here. I mean, my best friend and I still joke around today quite frequently about how someday we're both going to be like the truck driver lady with the 1-star rating in that episode, who basically has to live her life on the road because no place will have her because her social credit score is so low.
Look like you need a ride.
Because basically you have people who are living in what's essentially a digital panopticon, where they're being tracked and traced and listened to and watched, and everything they do is about raising this score, this digital numbers on a screen somewhere that says good things about them. So all of their interactions with all other human beings are phony.
It was a look at the class system, fake behavior from people in order to benefit each other, and only doing things because it meant that a person's rating would be improved.
Because they're just trying to get this credit score to be a certain number in this fake digital overlay that they're all living in on top of reality. And all of it modifies behavior, but it modifies it so extremely that the people themselves they're basically not people anymore. They're like video game characters now.
She's lost herself in this world where she thinks that her value is equivalent to her points.
Who wants to live in a world like that where nothing is real? Literally nothing is real. No interaction you have is real. No real humanity left. It's all been replaced. It's all body snatched.
Is that what you want for the next generation?
I mean, can you imagine living in a world where you're only allowed to say and do the things that corporations like Amazon say are okay to do in your own home? You can only have conversations that are approved by Amazon. You can only have interactions that are approved by Amazon. If you say anything rude in your house,
shout out to
then
Twitch.
your access to your stuff is cut off. I mean, what happens when a system like that becomes integrated with other corporations and it becomes like one digital overlay system that's all Internet of Things integrated? Then what? You know, you could see how easily this type of situation lends itself to a credit score situation. It's not I don't know why anyone would want to live in a world like this. I really don't. No one has sufficiently explained to me why the benefits of this situation outweigh the negatives. Nobody, ever. In all of the years that we've been talking about this and having these discussions, I've never had a single person be able to explain to me why I would want to put myself inside this box. Willingly. Why I would want to willingly put myself in this
Amazon
box.
That's funny.
Or why anyone else would
What's
either.
in the box?
Because even if you think, well, it's reasonable, that's a reasonable thing, that's not, these terms and conditions change all the time. You're not explicitly told what all's in them. When we get censored and things that we say, we're not always explicitly even told why that is. So we don't even know.
Definitely.
Like, if we were actually paying attention to that in terms of like, what did we do wrong? How can we fix our problem? If we were to look at it that way, we don't even know what it is because we're not told what it is. So it's not even something that's you can use to better yourself. Like, if you want to look at it that way, if you want to try to have that perspective, this is not even a situation where you could use it to better yourself because you don't even know what it is you did. It doesn't even make sense in that way.
Ridiculous assumption on the face of it.
This is just about control. It's all about control. This guy didn't even do the thing he was accused of. This is like some Kafka level stuff, right? When they shut off his account and shut off his access, he didn't even know what happened. He didn't know. It wasn't like they told him first. They just locked him out of his accounts and didn't even tell him why. And he didn't do the thing he was accused of, which is essentially, again, saying something rude, which is crappy. It's not good to say rude things to people, but that's not a crime in the rest of society. But regardless, he wasn't even home when this thing supposedly occurred, so there's no way he could have done it. But it does, none of that matters, though, see? Because the mere allegation alone was enough to trigger an entire process that found him guilty, instantaneously guilty until proven innocent before he even knew he was accused of any wrongdoing. You see. And I mean, I shouldn't have to go through a list of all the ways that this kind of opaque corporate, pseudo-legal, non-legal system, whatever this is, it's not a legal system. It's not. Whatever this terms and conditions system is, can be used and abused.
I try to throw
but
C5
there are a lot more serious ways than just people using it against each other with false accusations to maliciously get someone's access cut off. This is about corporations now being able to not only control people's access to their own products they bought in their own homes, but ultimately to modify people's behaviors as well in so many ways. Through the withholding of the digital access, which has now become enmeshed with the analog reality. And we're living in such a time, like all of this corrupt corporate stuff that's going on right now with the way that, I mean, that's basically who the new rulers are in our society, is corporations.
Damn.
Okay. And we're living in a time now where they're not even, like, the sophistication of that corruption is all gone. Have you guys noticed that? It's all gone. They're just blatantly saying stuff now. They're not even mincing words. They're not even trying to hide it. They're just blatantly telling everyone, this is how it is. That is how powerful they believe that they are at this time.
Orwellian.
I mean, look at this clip. This is BlackRock. Check this out.
That's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we're doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted. Okay,
we're doing the same thing.
And so it's just you have to force behaviors.
They're just straight up saying it. That's not even hidden. It's not even like, I wonder what he meant. What could he possibly have meant by that statement? I'm confused. Could somebody please help me? What was the real meaning of what's being said here? It's pretty blatant, right? It's like right in your face, about as blatant and spelled out as it can possibly get. I mean, let's really think about this for a second. Let's say the guy at the door said the most racist things imaginable in his Ring doorbell. Let's say he just said the worst things you could possibly say, just spewing all this stuff at this Ring doorbell. Do you really believe, does anybody really think that shutting down his access to his accounts and shutting down his access to his smart home is going to result in the change in behavior that that's supposed to bring about? Does anybody really believe that? Or is it going to make him more entrenched in those beliefs? Is it going to make him more extreme in those beliefs? It's the same with censorship. They're like, you can't say these things. You can't talk about these things. Do you think that's stopping people from thinking those things? It's not. In fact, all it's doing is having people go, well, if I can't say it, there must be a reason why. And that reason must be because it's valid. And now I'm going to think about it twice as much or 3 times as much or 10 times as much. It doesn't work. These things, they don't work. And there are people who say, but I would never put an Alexa device in my house. I'm not going to put those spy devices in my house. I mean, that's fine. Neither would we. We don't have those in our house either. But the future that's being built, and especially in these metropolis areas, there already are large home building corporations that are building Alexa into the walls of new homes. Like this company here builds homes in 26 states across the country, and they're building developments that include Alexa tech by default in the walls. So whatever those terms and conditions are, people will have to accept and agree to those before they can even live in that place by default. And again, as mentioned in the recent videos that I put up on obsolescence, they're wanting to move everything over in our society right now to a rental model of usership instead of ownership.
They don't want nobody to own nothing.
People won't be owning the thing that they're paying for. They will be leasing it from the corporations. And I'm just saying that power dynamic is then going to shift even more. It's going to be even more imbalanced in that kind of situation. So do you think in the new model where people are users and not owners, where they're permanent renters, that this kind of situation is going to get better under that kind of power imbalance between them and the corporations, or worse? Right? Because the access is what's going to be cut off.
Fucking helicopter trying to kill
me. We are no longer living in the time of the customer is always right. They don't even call people customers anymore, really. They just call them consumers. So these companies can impose whatever they want to in their terms of service. In a terms of service-based reality, corporations can decide on what your behavior needs to be in order for you to do business with them. That is the level, okay? And the relationship, therefore, between people and corporations is fundamentally altered in this digital era in extremely disconcerting ways, where corpos have a lot more control over people's lives than they ever should. Like, this is not right. And you can see where that's headed.
We're sorry, your Amazon Smart Fridge has denied you access to your groceries due to a problematic post found on your Twitter account dating September 26, 2016 at 11:44 p.m.
And it's not anywhere that humanity should be wanting to go in terms of the inherent rights of the individual.
The noun free speech is usually defined as freedom of speech, the right of people to express their opinions publicly without governmental interference, subject to the laws against libel, incitement to violence or rebellion, etc.
Because no matter what future they're building, if those rights don't carry over, we're in deep guys. Okay?
Corporate society takes care of everything. And all it asks of anyone, or it's ever asked of anyone ever, is not to interfere with management decisions.
I mean, straight up, we have had to declare those rights from emperors and kings and popes and dictators and on and on and on. And now it looks like corporations are going to have a lot of undue control over people's lives in situations like this.
Can you call the supervisor?
I cannot do that.
Can you just call the supervisor?
I cannot do that.
Call the supervisor.
Okay, that's profanity. We're zero tolerance on profanity.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if humanity's really prepared for demanding once again that the just powers that these entities have are derived only from the consent of the governed. Period. That is how that relationship works.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Or is humanity walking off into a future where convenience is more important than liberty?
Can I shoot the tree down so I can see?
Time ago between having all them nice things or freedom. Of course, they chose comfort.
But comfort is freedom. The whole history of civilization is a struggle against poverty and need.
That's not it. That's never been it. I mean, them privileges just buy us off.
Just a thought.
Got him in the back. That was pretty good. Shout out Troop Stream Media. They always got that good shit, man. But yeah, let me try to get some more kills in this tank. Oh yeah, he wants it now.
Russians are attacking one of our objectives.
Fucking bitch.
Marking enemy helo! Up north!
Parachute won't survive.
Enemy helo spotted! Bad weather incoming! Hostile mark!
Open that thing up over there. They can use it to stand up there and shoot people. There's a base over there. He's in the way. I'm trying to shoot the base.
Hostile helo moving. 200 meters. Hostile mark.
Motherfucker. The fuck? That's crazy. I didn't even see him coming up. I was in the tank for a while though. It's all good. Let's find something else. Oh yeah, let's check this out real quick.
What if I
Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Alright, but anyway, let's get back to the game for a second. He's checking, let's see what else is going on. Alright.
Enemy forces attacking Alpha 1. We no longer occupy Alpha 2.
God damn, I was on the roof. We're doing good though, but they couldn't do it nowhere. How many lives they got? 15? Alright.
Allies attacking Alpha 2.
I wanted to shoot that helicopter.
Russians are disengaging. Mission accomplished.
I'm going to be going to Santa Monica, California in a few weeks.
Let's see. Let's see if you got. Oh, here we go. Lunch break. Shout out Lunch Break. You got a good video.
Below in the description. Thank you all for your support. Here we go. The Hollywood Masonic Temple, now known as the El Capitan Entertainment Center, and also formerly known as the Masonic Convention Hall, is a building on Hollywood Boulevard. But it's not just any building. It's a 34,000 square foot palace. It was a Masonic temple from 1921 until 1982. And then it was sold a few times until Disney bought it. They tell us that this was constructed by somebody. Obviously, this was built by just any random person, since this place is your normal everyday building. Oh, it's not? No, it's not. And it needed, of course, a master mason to construct it, by Lodge Master Charles E. Tolberman. He was also responsible for building the Hollywood Bowl, a Chinese theater, the Roosevelt Hotel, and the Max Factor building. So they say. Did Mr. Tolberman have the hidden knowledge to construct these buildings? Or was he a front guy to explain away 5 old world buildings that didn't belong to California? I believe the latter to be true. And I believe this because, which construction company did Mr. Toberman own? How many men were used to construct this place?
They don't know.
How long did it take? Where did the materials come from? Why are we not given any of this information? So let's try and find the answers of some of these questions. I was digging around and saw that they say the cornerstone was laid on May 14th, 1921. We were told earlier that the construction was completed in 1921. So here, if we look at this document, they were on a tight deadline to complete the project, supposedly. Now remember, this is not just any building. This isn't like putting together a small house. Construction began in 1921, remember. It was completed in 1922. So was it completed in 1921 or was it completed in 1922? Let's just stick with 1922 for the sake of it. This is a 34,000 square foot palace. So yeah, of course we can get a 34,000 square foot building put together in less than 12 months. Oh yeah, and don't forget, this is 1921, not 2021. It's insane to believe this narrative. We do not build column structures that are 34,000 square feet today, and we do not build them in less than 12 months. This narrative is ridiculous. There are clear giveaways here. I wonder what goes on in this place today. Oh, this is where Jimmy Kimmel has his show? That's very interesting. I've also heard that there are a few things engraved on the outer walls of this building that are very interesting. And I'm gonna try to visit this place to get a picture of it in the next month or so. Going back to the construction of this thing, because I can't get over it. 1921 to 1922, 34,000 square feet. 1921, why are there no photos of this construction? Cameras were commonly used at this point. Why was the construction process not documented at all? This is honestly mind-blowing stuff. This building was not built in 1921 or 1922, in my opinion. This building was built by someone else. There are simple questions that should be easily answered. How can construction only take 12 months or less? It's not logical thinking to believe this nonsense. And I'm shocked they didn't allow farmers or a petting zoo to be located here. And they allowed the Masons and ABC to host their shows in here. Joking, of course, about the petting zoo. We all know they don't get these old world buildings. This is what happens to the old world buildings. They are found and repurposed into banks, lodges, capitol buildings, news companies, cathedrals, basilicas, colleges. They are all over. They are in every state in the USA. They are in every country in the world. They are in nearly every town. And it is at this point in time that we are all able to open our eyes and see this, if we choose to, of course. Look at how ridiculous the top part is, where it says the new name of the building. Compared to the rest of the building, it's clearly repurposed and from the old world. Made of granite in 12 months. Give me a break. Okay, so we're going to travel to Scotland for this one. The Roslin Chapel. Remember, we've had a hard time getting dates for when construction begins for buildings in the 1900s. But in the 1400s, you know they've got us covered. Groundbreaking of the construction began September 20th, 1456, on the dot. That's so precise for a 1400 story. I'm surprised they didn't give us the exact time and exact coordinates of their whereabouts and what they had for dinner. But let's continue. Well, since they knew the exact date of the construction, we should get a ton of great information about the construction itself, right? Oh no. What is this? The original plans for the Roslin Chapel have never been found or recorded.
I killed him.
I'm sorry, what?
Kill me though.
So they don't know the main thing about this place, but they try to give us this in-depth story about it, and we're supposed to accept it. The chapel stands on 14 pillars, so no architectural designs.
That's crazy.
No construction company.
14 pillars.
No word on where these materials came from. And who in the world actually knew how to construct something like this with this precision? We all understand that this is going to last the test of time, unless it's demolished, of course. And I know we just built a couple replicas of this thing a few years ago, which is why we don't question this one. Oh, wait, no. No, we didn't build a replica. Because we don't build anywhere near the 1400s, people. And let's be clear, this September 20th, 1456 at 2:43 p.m., while eating an egg salad sandwich date is a joke, in my opinion. It's a total fabrication and can be tossed in the trash. It's clearly from a different civilization that came before us and walked this same land that we're on. The only difference is that they had so much more technology than us. If they could build like this, what else were they capable of? Now let's talk more about the details of this story. They wouldn't give it all away, would they? They wouldn't give us a nod in their story that they know all of this old world tech and are holding it from us. Or would they? The Apprentice Pillar is located inside the building. The name used to be the Prince's Pillar. The name supposedly changed over time due to a legend that the Master Mason in charge of the stonework. Did they just admit that the Master Masons have the knowledge? I think that's an admission through storytelling that they hold the keys to this incredible stonework and way of building.
Of course they do.
If this is true, what other technological keys do they hold? Is this the group that we need to be asking questions to? Why put that in the story? They could have made up any name like they normally do. They could have just said the Samford and Sons Company did it, or the Trost and Trost Company, or the Trost and Russ from episode 27. That was deliberate in my opinion. A master mason builds this in the 1400s. But we don't have the blueprints. But they give us the exact start date. It sounds insane. The story is all over the place. If this was in court, the judge would laugh at it. So it's the official narrative. Does that mean it's all over? And we just have to bow down to it? Or are we allowed to look at it and see it for what it is? A message to us. And at the same time, a lie. And do we all want to hear the thing that gives us all away and lets everyone know that this is an old world building? This time, it isn't a fire. If you've seen my first 27 episodes, you'll surely know about the fires. In 1914, this chapel was subject to a terrorist attack. On July 11th, 1914, when a bomb exploded inside this building. This was as part of the suffragette bombing and arson campaign of 1912 to 1914. It was to protest political stuff. Are you kidding me? We have just located a specific group of people that specialized in bombing and lighting old world buildings on fire. So what have we just found? Let's read what this says. This group targets infrastructure, government buildings, churches, and general public. So this group was surely funded by whoever wanted these structures hidden from us. So this was the group in the UK. Do you think there wasn't one of these types of groups all over the world? Or more than one of these groups everywhere? The explosives in the building show us that they wanted these buildings gone. They clearly failed, and it's still here for now. Between 1913 and 1914, 32 churches were attacked. What structures did we not get to see? How many? Hundreds? Thousands? How old are these buildings really? Is this chapel 2,000 years old and we don't know it? Is it older than that? I'm still digging into Flushing High School in New York, the oldest public school in the state. I look forward to sharing what I found with all of you. That'll be coming up in a future episode. Don't forget that there are a bunch of brand new t-shirts you can find right below this video. Every purchase helps support the channel and goes towards more boots on the ground work. Liking this video and commenting really helps to share the video with new people.
That's lunch break, my lunch break. Go check him out. Got some good videos, man. Let me try to get some kills, man. I've been on some bullshit right now lately. That's a creepy picture. We'll keep that. All right, let's go.
There! Fire team! Stop! Hostile fire team!
Supplies at my marker! I got this! Fucking back! Got one!
Our resources and troop strength are down.
I knew they were there too. There was two of them. Should have went the long way every time. Got to jump right in front of them. Not gonna work. Damn. Next time. Well, let's check this out real quick. Charleston White.
I just want some makeover.
They gotta change the battery in that fire extinguisher. Goddamn. Let's see if we hear it.
We recently watched DC Young Fly, the mother of his children, pass after a surgery, a mommy makeover.
There we go. You hear it.
What are your thoughts about like women getting invasive surgeries to
that
try
shit's
to,
stupid.
Fix their look to keep up?
Y'all tell me y'all go die.
Yeah, don't get no surgery.
Yeah, but my homegirl them say, girl, y'all fast, man, you feel go die. Yeah, go on, go over there and let them people kill you. That's my exact answer to everything. My wife wanted to, get one of them procedures done. I swear by God, I would go be a widow husband in the house while she dead. Don't go get her.
That'll stop him.
Yeah, she changed her mind like a.
Pause button.
Nah, homie. Because that surgery is so unnatural.
Right. That's crazy.
I'm not gonna say it's abnormal, but it's completely unnatural. It's a lot of dangers to that. Man, they going in there and poking and slicing and cutting.
That should be crazy looking.
Man, a lot of women, the keloids.
Yeah, definitely.
The skin shit that come with that. Man, you may be fine, but bitch, that shit look nasty when you, man. You curved and cut up. A lot of women have infections afterwards. Because of the drainage. Nah, man. If you come up dead from one of those surgeries, nobody should be sad but your children.
Right.
But yeah, most women go die doing it. And
damn, I can't get up there? What? Oh, it was like that.
Yeah, I think that's the stupidest shit in the world. I told my
don't
woman
get no
it's much
surgery.
more
That shit's
attractive.
stupid.
It's much more appealing to watch a woman get up and go work out, even if she ain't fine.
Right.
Listen to what I'm saying, homie. Even if she ain't fine, it's much more attractive and appealing. It even make you want to fuck them. Boy, a big fat bitch walking the block every morning and she fat and she look fat, but she been doing this for 2 weeks. At some point in time, niggas say, man, I'll fuck that big old fat motherfucker. But the consistency, just the consistency of her doing this, damn to turn a nigga on. Don't let her go to lose and wait and get a little shapely just from doing it naturally. Man, it make you want to fuck them even more. Compared to seeing a little stretch marks, a little belly, to a fine body with keloid scars on it. Yeah, give me that belly. Give me that motherfucking kangaroo pouch of that fupa. Compared to that fine body with the scars. Because, homie, that shit, man, somebody close to me done it, my manager, and sent me them pictures of that shit, homie. Nah. Yeah, no.
Now, do you think that, as men, we take some responsibility because of how we respond to when we see women with those type of bodies?
Now, most niggas who respond to women with them type of bodies don't have a woman with those kind of bodies. Most niggas respond to like pussy trans. And ass, no matter the shape of it.
That's funny. No matter
you
the shape
most
of it.
Niggas who respond to the bodies, the BBL bodies, they women ain't got them bodies. So, you know what I'm saying? Nigga just, man, at this point for me, nigga, I just want something that resembles a real woman.
Right.
They got the features of a real woman. So the BBL body, if we go be honest, nigga, that's the transsexual.
Exactly.
They got to go get that done.
I was just saying.
Because when you look,
yeah. Go ahead, tell it.
The wannabe, the man that wanna be the woman goes and get all of that done.
Exactly.
The natural woman don't.
Yeah.
The motherfucker that wanna look like the woman go and get that done. So what's happening is, homie, our women feeling like they have to compete with the punk that got the body. They
Right.
feeling like they gotta compete. Oh,
That's crazy.
how can I say this, homie? The drag queen used to be the drag queen because she had the eyelashes, the hair, all the makeup, all the clothes. Nigga, now our women look like the drag queen.
Exactly. It's crazy out there.
So the natural woman, it's almost as if it's like they're
Obsolete.
trying to do away with the natural woman.
It's extinct species, goddamn dying breed.
It's like the natural, regular, pretty woman ain't beautiful no more.
100 years from now, I don't know what's gonna look like.
It's like the normal, natural, pretty woman isn't beautiful anymore if she don't have the hourglass figure. Come on, homie, this shit is it's deception and it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Deception and illusion at its finest, though, for real. It's defying, you know what I'm saying? It's all that shit I be talking about.
Requested vehicle en route.
Holy shit, motherfucker trying to kill me. God damn, I'm gonna get killed. I didn't have enough health to even fight that battle. Damn, when I jumped down, that shit took a little bit more from me. What's up, Jay? MMA? I see you. Let me get you that follow back, too, man. What's up, what's up? How you doing, bro? Let's see, let's see. Let's see what else we got.
On a first date, who should pay? Actually, you know what? Let's start over here. Lori, who should pay on the first date?
All right. Usually when if he paid the bill at first, I will say let's split the bill, and if he insists, like I can take this one, I will go that way.
Okay,
but
sounds good.
Usually I will split the bill with him.
On the first date, you'll split?
Yes.
Okay.
I think whoever invited the other should pay.
Girls never invite anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
think
the
that makes
problem
sense.
with
Or
that.
if he insists on paying, he can pay. If he wants to split the bill, we can split the bill.
occasion.
If he's like, oh, I forgot my
Very.
card, you know, I got it, it's fine. I think as long as you're 50-50 on like the next one, or like, you know.
Yeah, I think who asked first should pay, but if he really like asked, should we split the bill? I would definitely pay the whole bill.
God is a
So
head boy.
if a guy asked to
Oh,
split the whole
shit.
bill, you'd
I
pay
just
the
say
whole
no.
thing,
Yes.
and then you'd never talk to him again.
Damn.
Don't
No,
give
like-
Hensley
no,
any
no,
ideas.
okay, so,
Don't give her ideas, but go ahead.
No, yeah, cause I mean, if a guy asks you first to go out and he asks to split the bill, and it's not like as expensive as like $300.
What, 300?
No, like
That's
not
crazy.
that expensive. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's not like super luxurious or something.
Have you ever been on a date with a guy and he asked to split the bill?
No.
So of the dates that you've been on, which I suspect hasn't been many, or maybe it's been many.
No. Yeah. No. no
Less
not
than
not many.
a handful, maybe. A few.
Like 3.
3.
2 actually.
2.
I just counted.
Like 3,
You just
2
counted.
actually.
Okay. Of those 2 dates, did the guy pay or did you? Well,
Yeah.
the guys paid. Okay.
They
On the 2 dates, sure. Natasha.
If a guy wants to impress you, if he wants to see you again, if he wants to leave an ounce of a lasting impression, he should definitely pay on the first date. And if he
Damn.
can't afford it, then he shouldn't be going out and dating.
All right. There you go.
Hensley.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, they should probably, like, yeah, they pay on the first date, and if it's like a split the bill kind of thing, I'll be like, oh, you're gonna be a great friend.
So if the guy wants to split,
Mhm.
it's not happening for you.
I mean, it definitely could. It also depends on the dates. A lot of dates I go on, I'm like, you're mediocre. So if it's like a mediocre dude and I split the bill, I'm like, yeah, probably not. But
kill
if
me.
it's like someone I'm really interested in and they just are like paying their own bills, working their own stuff, maybe in a financial bind, then it would be, it depends on the situation, I guess.
So if you're really into them, you'll give them a pass if they ask to split.
Yeah.
Or, okay, so if it's kind of like you're on the fence about the guy and he asks to split, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of two sets of rules there, don't you think?
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. Interesting. So I think I have a opinion on this that's both men and women don't like my take on this. I don't know if were you there on the panel when we were talking about who should pay?
I might have been.
Let me hear
the opinion.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, a few of you said whoever asks should pay, but the fact of the matter is that ignores the fact that the vast majority of men are the ones that ask. So your answer might as well be men should pay, because de facto men are the initiators, men are the askers. 99% of all first dates are probably initiated by men. Maybe it's 90, 97, who knows. So your answer might as well be men should pay. So there's that. And then the other thing is, you do make a good point, Natasha, though, that, yeah, like if you want to probably be viewed in the most favorable light by the woman, you should probably pay. But I have a quarrel with paying, and here's why. A lot of women will go on dates without a genuine interest in the guy.
They just want some food.
Maybe in the past, if you went on a date with someone, you probably were gonna. There's a good chance you were gonna seriously pursue that.
Gotcha.
Now, I want a free meal.
Blew them up.
There's. I think they actually did a study. Something like 20 to 30% of women have reported doing what's called a foodie call.
A foodie call.
Play on the
That's
word
crazy.
On the term booty call,
where I got it.
Women will just go on a date just for a free meal. And I want to go around the panel on this, and I'll finish up I'll go around the panel and then I'll finish up my thoughts. So, have you ever gone on a date with a guy that you had no intention of sleeping with, Hensley?
Yes, I'll say yes, because I really like going on dates, but if I have no intention of sleeping with them, I'm a lot more open to the split of the bill.
I'm not sure I understand. Like going on a first date and then sleeping with them immediately after the date?
She's pretty smart.
Or like what?
No, but like, have you gone on a date with a guy and you were not sure if you wanted to sleep with him? Not saying that you had to sleep with him that night, but you were undecided on him.
Of course.
It's
And
got
I
it
think
and
that's the point of
undecided.
going on dates, so that you learn more about a person.
The difference is that every single guy that goes on, I shouldn't say every single, but most men, if they go on a date with a girl, they want to sleep with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not always going to happen, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, I would say I have no idea about them before I went on the first date, so yeah.
Okay, Angelina.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've gone on a lot of dates where the intention wasn't to like ever even like be sexual with them, at least not on the first date. Like she said, I think dates are, the whole point is to get to know someone. And if the guy has like a previously like perceived mindset on how the date's gonna go, like that's kind of his problem if he didn't mention that beforehand.
Yeah, I guess just to clarify, I don't mean having the intention of sleeping with the guy that night.
Yeah.
But you have already deemed him to be attractive enough to sleep with him, and now you're just seeing if you guys get along.
I should have
like,
C4'd
but then like
I didn't know there was all in there.
Before,
Sure.
you could meet them in person and there would be no chemistry.
Sure.
Then it's like, okay, I don't, want to have sex
Right.
with this person. I'm not sexually attracted to them. That's
Yeah. I would say for most men, when they go on a date, you have to talk yourself out of him wanting to sleep with you. Whereas I think for women, it's oftentimes the
You
reverse.
gotta talk yourself
But
into
Shania,
that.
go ahead.
That's interesting.
Hey, the shield guy in there. Good shit.
But I don't think I've gone on a date where I didn't intend to sleep with them, because obviously I'm on the date because I find them attractive. And so if I find you attractive, yes, eventually I'm going to want to sleep
Picking
with
up
you.
what you're putting
Of course, I'm
down,
not going
you know
to
what I'm
leave
saying?
That night or whatever.
Okay.
But, so I don't think I would waste my time.
So
with
there's a
someone
chance.
that
Not
I
just
have
playing.
no intentions with.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I agree. I've never gone on a date with somebody I'm not sexually attracted to.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, I'm just gonna come in here and do that real quick.
New objective under control.
Away we go.
Where the fuck is he shooting from? Oh, he was up there. They almost got me. Thanks, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a good spot he was in.
Enemy vehicle, northwest.
Charlie 1 under attack by hostiles.
Russian forces captured an objective.
Oh shit, it's over here. Oh, I didn't do it. He shot the wall. He shot the wall and blew me up before I can hit the C4. Damn. It's close though. Very close. See if I can get him again. Fuck is he at?
Away we go.
Holy shit. It was all over there. Turn around the corner, I seen 3 lights. On that note, man, I'ma holler at y'all later. I can't even get a kill. Shout out to JMMA for pulling up for a minute. I'll holler at y'all niggas later. Peace.